Joining us to share his insights on China-Pakistan relations is Fred Teng. He's the president of the America-China Public Affairs Institute. Fred, welcome back to the show. You know, it's the first time in 9 years a Chinese president has visited Pakistan. Talk about the significance of President Xi's visit and the relationship between these two countries.
Well, yes, this is the first trip a Chinese president has visited Pakistan in 9 years. This is President Xi's first overseas visit of this year, and this is his first trip to visit Pakistan. But on this trip, I think he will focusing on the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and also to discuss strengthening security cooperations as well.
More than $45 billion in deals, including that new major economic corridor you just mentioned. How important are all of these agreements, including the ones involving infrastructure? Because it really helps China and the region to have a strong neighbor. Is that right?
Well, yes, there's about 51 agreements signed. Not only includes highways, roads, energy, but also agriculture, education, and telecommunication. This certainly helps Pakistan because it stretches from the southwest part of Pakistan all the way to the northeast, but also going into the northwest territory of China. This will help China to reduce its energy delivery route from Middle East about 12,000 kilometers. But it will also help the people of Pakistan because with this corridor being built, all of the areas will be helped its own development.
Speaking of neighbors, it's not just Pakistan. President Xi visited India last year and will host Prime Minister Narendra Modi next month. What do you make of China's interest in its own neighborhood, so to speak?
Well, I think China has laid out in terms of its bigger vision is the One Belt, One Road. And this corridor is right where those two, the belt and the road, meet. In terms of its neighbor, China is trying to have a peace, win-win development with all its neighbors. And I think economic development is the best way to go about it.
President Xi points out that both Pakistan and China will elevate bilateral ties to a strategic partnership. What do you think that would mean for the region and for the rest of the world?
Both Islamabad and Beijing always define their relationship as an all-weather strategic partnership. Which means it encompasses a lot. Diplomacy, security, development, as well as economic and trade, and people and culture exchanges. It means through thick and thin, through the twists and turns of time, they will be working with each other and trust each other. I would call it anywhere, anytime, rain or shine. Really, both Pakistan and China have really a long friendship. In fact, other than China itself, the Pakistani have the most favorable view of China. About 80% of them are very favorable of China.
All right, Fred Teng, as always, we appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for joining us from New York City.